Hello friends, welcome back to Sunshine and Chaos Budgeting. Alright, tonight I'm making pork chops, mashed potatoes and green beans, and I have made a homemade shake and bake. I'll give you a link to where I got the recipe from, but I wanted to show you on my Instapot. I've got in here, I have some potatoes with just about, a cup of water. This is the best way to make your instant potatoes. Make sure your pressure thing is on in the middle or wherever it would lock. And I'm going to turn it on. Or no, let's do manual, excuse me. Go to manual. And we're going to go for about 10 minutes. And you just let it go at this point. It's going to come up to pressure. And then I will do a quick release on it after it's done cooking, and we should have perfect mashed potatoes. Okay, y'all, I've got you pretty close to the table. And like I said, for my shake and bake, which is in here, I'm going to keep this stored in the freezer, by the way. I made it today, and I'll give you a link to the person on YouTube that I got the recipe from. I've used this before, and it's really delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some gloves real quick. And we're going to coat the pork chops that I'm making in some mustard. And then we're going to shake them in the bag. Let me put some gloves on, y'all, because I don't want to handle the raw meat. And then what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to go ahead and get my seasoning in here. This has already been mixed really good in my mixer. And I'll probably use about a cup. I have 4 pretty big pork chops, and that should be enough. And we're just going to coat them after we put a little bit of pepper on the pork chops, a little mustard, and then we're going to shake them in this bag. These gloves, y'all, are real small, but it beats handling the raw meat. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pork chops out. They've thawed in the refrigerator. So we're going to bring them out. They are bone in. They're a little bit thicker. Actually, I'm going to go rinse these real quick, and then I will be back. Let me rinse these off real good, y'all. Okay, so I had to change my gloves after rinsing these and patting them dry. I have some Dijon mustard, just an off-brand, by Food Line. I'm going to put a dollop on each of these so that I don't have to handle the bottle again. And I'm going to rub it in on both sides. And let's do this. I'm going to keep this hand clean so I can go into the pepper. We're just going to rub this in on all the sides. And from what I understand, the mustard's really not going to be the star of the show. It's just going to be a good moisture barrier and give flavor without taking away from the pork chops. I'm hoping that's the case. I've not done these this way before. I have my air fryer coming up to temp at 400. And let's add some pepper now. I forgot to do it. I should have done it before. And we'll just rub it in. On both sides. Not too much. Hopefully not too much. I can't tell. Can't remember if I did that one. I think I did. okay? And just rub it all in. And then they're going into the mixture that has all the seasoning in it. Let me take one. Let's see if I can do this like this. These are going to get coated really well, y'all. That mustard's going to help the coating stay on. And just make sure they're coated all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and do these early. The potatoes are now on. I made a simple gravy. I just took some stock and water, a little beef, a little chicken bouillon, like half a teaspoon of each, some cornstarch, and I made and about a cup of water, and I mixed it all together and I microwaved it, and then I'll bring it all together and heat it back up. And that will be our gravy. It's a real simple gravy for when you're in a hurry and you don't have any meat drippings, because I probably won't. So this will be pretty tasty. So we'll have mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, and these pork chops. Trying to make sure I get all the crevices of the pork chop with the last of the breadcrumbs. This one's a little more scarce. Okay, here we go. There they are. They are set to go. I'll get my gloves on. And like I said, these are going to go in hold on, y'all. Air fryer for maybe 8 to 10 minutes on one side, then flip them. And I'm going to do them in twos. All right, let's go over to the air fryer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, my air fryer is at 400 already, and it's set for 12 minutes. Let me get some oil to put in there so these don't stick. Okay, I'm just going to spray a little cooking spray in there, and then add 2 at a time. Because I don't think we can get all 4 of them in there. So we'll just do those for now. Some people put a little bit of spray on top, so we'll try that. And we'll come back in 12 minutes and turn them. All right, we're going to do a check to see if they need turned. And I'm going to go ahead and turn them. 147 is sufficient heat for these to be cooked fully. So we're going to go for 147. I'm going to kind of get some of that yick off there. Add a little more spray. I don't have a lot in there. All right, and we're going to change our time back up to 12 minutes. And we'll be back. Okay, so 10 minutes is went for the pressure cooker. This is an Instapot, and it's gone for 10 minutes. I'm going to do what's called a quick release now and see if they're done enough for me. I want them very tender. I'm going to drain the water off of them, And then we'll mash them with some butter, salt, pepper, and a little milk. All right, let's check and see if our potatoes are done. It's gonna be very hot in here, y'all. I've disinfected my sink after, really, really good after doing my meat. The potatoes are very done. They're nice and soft. I mean, beyond fork tender, which I want. What I'm gonna do is I just pull this out of here and I drain completely the water out of here. There's only a few potatoes in here, see? And they're nice and done. Let me bring you over here and show you what I do. So I'm just gonna put them in here, drain off all of that water in my very, very disinfected sink and rinsed really well. So these are gonna drain off and we're gonna mash them now. Okay, I've got my insert back in. I've still got it on warm. So I'm gonna add my potatoes back in. Let me grab some butter now. This isn't a lot of potatoes. They're very soft, so I'm gonna add just a dollop of milk. Mine's actually half and half. And I've got my masher, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter now. I've got about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna let this melt in here. Add just a little, that was unsalted butter, so I'll add just a little bit of salt. You can season to taste as you go. And a little bit of pepper. So let's put a glove on because this is gonna be hot. And we're just going to mash these. See if you can see really good. We're gonna mash these up. This will be enough for Bobby and I. You can do as many potatoes in here as you want, and you only need about half a cup to a cup of water, because remember, under pressure you're not losing any much moisture, and you're only cooking these, no matter how many you cook, for 10 minutes. And look at that, I already have mashed potatoes. So we'll get them, oops, sorry for the moving, y'all. Get them mashed really good, and we'll see if we need any more. You could add Parmesan cheese to these, a little onion powder, garlic powder, or you could add some cheddar. I'm having gravy, so I'm not doing any of that. I'm gonna leave them right in here until it's time to serve them, or at least for a little bit, not long, maybe, because Bobby will be in a little bit, and I'm sorry for the clanking. Let me do this one more time. Bobby will be in a little later, and this is what they look like, y'all. They look really lovely. Let's put the lid back on. That'll keep them warm, even if they're on keep warm right now, so they won't continue to cook. They're just going to stay warm. Let's go check our pork chops. This is a simple dinner, y'all. All right, let's see where we're at. They're looking really divine, aren't they? Let's go back over. Flip them one more time. Check the temperature. I think they still need time to cook. So we're gonna let them still cook some more, and then we'll check the temperature in about 4 minutes. All right, we're gonna give the pork chops a test. I want them around 147, y'all. That's 151, 160. These ones are done. I'm gonna pull them out. and I will set them aside and get the other ones cooking. Okay, I got the second set of pork chops in for 12 minutes, and we will be checking on them. I'm going to do some cleanup while I'm waiting. Okay, I'm going to flip these now. We're about, I don't know how many minutes in, but we're going to go ahead and give them a flip. And I'm going to show you the ones that are done. They've rested for a few minutes, and I'm going to make my dinner because Bobby's still got a little bit before he comes home. Okay, y'all, I've got you up close and personal so you can see the pork chops. Green beans have a little salt, pepper, and some butter, and they were cooked with a little bit of bacon fat just to give them a little bit of a, it's a country way of cooking. In the South, they do it a lot. I don't know about the North, but I'm from the North, and I don't remember us doing it. I've got a little bit of butter on my potatoes. I've got some gravy. I've got a pork chop. I've got some potatoes, so I'm going to make me a little plate. I'm not real hungry, but I'm gonna make me a little one anyway. But anyway, I added a little bit of salt and pepper to the potatoes and a little more butter. And I'm gonna make me a little well for my gravy. This should be nice and hot, y'all. It's not a great gravy, like, you know, not a lot of time and effort in it. It's just a simple gravy. And then I have my pork chop. I'll take this one. This is a little bitty plate for all this food. They're crispy, but not real crispy. I don't like them to be crispy. I think next time I won't spray them because there is oil in the breadcrumbs, and I think that that would have lent a bit of crispiness to the pork chop, just in case you make these. Let me turn these back on now. It's gonna be like it needs me to add food, but they're already in there. And let me find something to get green beans with. I'll try this little spoon right here. I've drained these and they have a little bit of butter in them. That makes them even better, y'all. This is a very quick dinner. I've been cleaning as I go, so my kitchen is done, cleaned up already. And I won't eat probably even a full pork chop, let alone two. I was thinking that there was only one pork chop in each one for some reason. So I grabbed 2 packages out. So Bobby will be really happy. He'll eat 2 probably, but I cannot eat 2. So here we are. Let's try the potatoes first. Homemade potatoes, nice and creamy. The gravy's perfect. It was a cup of water, tablespoon of cornstarch, cold water, and then a little bit, a drop of soy sauce, a little browning. It's a browning sauce that you put in to give your gravy a richer flavor. And I mean, just a little drop. I didn't want it real dark. And then a sprinkle, literally, like a quarter of a teaspoon, if that, of beef bouillon and chicken to blend them to give me a nice body and flavor for the gravy. Then I just microwaved it until it was thickened. Green beans are good, y'all. But the star of the show is this pork chop. It's cooked at 147. Remember, I did the mustard on them with a little bit of pepper on all sides. Then I dipped them in my shake and bake, and I put them in my air fryer for 12-minute intervals until they were done. And I cooked into an internal temperature of 147. They are definitely done. So let's see how they taste. Hope they're moist. A lot going on in that bite. Would recommend. Don't spray them with oil, because I had mine on air fry, and this isn't as crusty as I'd like it to be. It's more bready and moist. I think it would have done better on that high temperature to be not sprayed. Lesson learned, but they're still good. They're still moist. I hope you'll give them a try and learn from my mistake. And don't spray them, because they already have oil. When you make your breadcrumbs, they already have oil in them. And I think that'll keep them, give them that crispiness that you would be wanting. Hope you learned something today from the Instapot. Mashed potatoes, creamy and delicious. It's a delightful dinner. The pork chops don't taste like mustard at all, just so you know. It's definitely, it keeps the moisture in them, and then it holds the breading on. I hope you give them a try. God bless y'all. I love you. I'll see you on the next video. And I hope you will try this recipe, and if you do, let me know, okay? And I will put the link for where I made the shake and bake breadcrumbs. And it's a lot less expensive, y'all, than if you were to go buy them. You get a whole bunch more. You could do chicken with them, and you can do pork. Love y'all. See you on the next video, and let's talk in the comments.